Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to do a Marilyn shaped nail and we're using nail forms for this. I'm using Young Nails Cover Pink and I just grab a bead and I start placing it at the bottom of the natural nail. So in the middle, at the end of the natural nail. I start putting it into place, patting, using my brush, the side of my brush, just like I'm doing here, to make sure we shape the nail bed exactly how I want it. Afterwards, I will grab another little bead of Young Nails Cover Pink and put that by the cuticle area and just blending it in to this other Cover Pink that we just placed. Now, I actually do get, if I feel it's too thin, I'll get another bead and place that at the bottom of the nail bed so that we're creating a nail bed here. We're giving it the illusion of a natural nail, and this is the nail bed we're creating, but I want it to look really natural, not really fake. So, but you want it higher too. You want the nail bed to be higher so when you bump up the color, it makes the smile line just so much more sharper. So then I go into Nail Harmony's Bliss Pink and I put it by the cuticle area and I brush that down just like I did right here. And this is like a darker pink, but this is going to give us the illusion of it being more natural instead of just that cover pink on the whole nail bed. So, and I'm making sure that the bottom of the nail bed, because we're creating this whole nail bed, so I make sure that it's higher. Now, it's got to be a little bit, thicker. You don't want to bump up the color and it's still really thin. That's what messes up the smile line. So we use Young Nails Protein Bond on each of the nails, 2 coats on each nail. You can use your pH bond or your primer of choice. I'm just showing you I'm using Protein Bond right here, 2 coats on each nail. Now I'm doing another nail bed. So I'll go through all 10 nails doing the nail beds first. After I create the first nail bed, I will then go on to the next nail bed. Then I will start creating that one. As I'm doing that, I will go on to the other one I just did and start to pinch. So I do create, when we're creating these nail beds, we want them to look nice, pretty, and natural. So I do pinch the nail beds too, all on their own, and then go on and pinch the color. So here we are again. I put one bead. Now I'm grabbing another smaller bead of Cover Pink, placing that by the cuticle, brushing that down. See that? I'm just blending that in. The first bead that I place is I take the liquid out of the back of my brush. I dab it on a paper towel. I want that bead much drier. The second bead that you place up can be more wet because you're just blending that in. And then if I feel that it's too thin, I'll place another bead at the bottom of the nail bed. And then afterwards, I go on to the Bliss Pink and put that on top. So we have this pretty pink, transparent on top of the Cover Pink. So that's why when you watch, you can see exactly more what I'm doing. It's very, very easy. But did you see how I just placed this bead on here? I actually grabbed my brush and I started blending that in as I stick on that bead. So when I place that product, I place it with my brush going sideways, so I'm starting to blend it in. So when you put the first bead of Cover Pink, you want to blend that into the natural nail. You want to make sure that's very, very, you don't want to just stick your Cover Pink on there, worry about patting it, and then shaping up the sides of it to the shape you want, and then not blend it into the natural nail. You have to do that. It makes for a better application. So now here's my second bead of Cover Pink, and I don't have to drain the liquid out. I just put that on top of the other bead, and you see I'm using this little pinch clamp to pinch the nail beds, okay, as I move on to the next, making sure it's ready to be pinched. You don't want to have it where it's not ready to be pinched and then you go put that on and then it really collapses everything. It makes your product go upwards. So afterwards, I do about 1 bead of Cover Pink, 2 then I'll cut the top by the cuticle. So I'll do about 3 little beads of the Cover Pink, then I go on to the Bliss. Next, we're using this color from Organic Nails, and I think it's from their Mythos Collection. I may be wrong, but I will put that in the description box. And we're just using this color. And do you see how the nail bed is higher? Do you notice that? That's what you want. You want the nail bed to be higher when you bump up the color. So when you file through, we're going to have a perfect smile line. It's going to be really sharp instead of, you know, if it's real thin, if your nail bed's real thin, it doesn't make you have that perfect smile line that you're looking for if your product's really, really thin. So you want to have it, because you're going to file that anyways. And so here we are. Now, let me explain to you. The way I placed the forms on was I just cut the sides. Then in another video, a couple videos before this, I show you how to do the cat ears, which I didn't do in this set. But when you're doing the Marilyn shape, it's a square shape basically. But the difference is it's a tapered in nail. So it's like, you know how when you do a coffin shape, coffin ballerina, and you taper it, the difference is this one is straight sidewalls. And the coffin shape, you don't have the straight sidewalls anymore because you're bringing it to a taper and you're taking away the straight sidewalls, so you're like going into a stiletto. Well, this one, you're keeping those straight sidewalls like a square, but you want to have your form made like a stiletto, closed at the top. So you know how you have, do you see notice how my form is at the bottom of it? It looks like it's closed, like we're going to make a stiletto. So I will have another video after this where I explain and show everything more on doing the Marilyn shape. So it's just, after we placed the color, I went on and capped all the nails. And I did the pinching on all the nails. This is a very, very, it's just a square shape, but it's a very tapered square. And it looks really, really natural. It's a beautiful shape. I love it. So I move on to my drill bit and I start removing any excess acrylic, just some of the bulk on top. Then I will go in and file with my hand file, shaping this nail into perfection. Now here's the deal. Let me explain to you guys. When you file a Marilyn shape, and you know how when you do a square shape you keep the file straight? Well, I'll show you here. When I file, you want to tilt your file a little just to give it a little, see here it is straight, but then I go and show you I tilt it a little bit. And that's the Marilyn shape. You don't want it real squared off. You want it tilt, the free edge to be tilted a little bit. So again, I'm filing. After I remove the bulk with the drill bit, I'll go file with my hand file. And here are our final results, guys. And if you could see, this is how it looks. But I'm going to show you another video where I really get in depth of how to do the Marilyn shape. And I also think that we can do the Marilyn shape with a tip. I feel we can do it with a tip. And it's really making it skinny. You're making your square skinny. That's what I've gathered. But anyways, I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Here's our final results. And we just added some crystals onto her nail. That was easy. I just used glue and some acrylic for the big round one in the middle. So love you guys.